Buenas tardes, soy David Azucena. Voy a hablar en español e inglés. Vamos a recordar a mi padre con las memorias que tenemos y que hemos compartido los que pudieron hacer esto. Muchas gracias. Our memories of you, Dad. Marisa Azucena. My favorite memory from when I was a little girl was when Papa would place me on his lap, rock me back and forth, and sing a little song to me. My most recent favorite memory is that he got to see my dad and I coach a soccer team together. And after coming to one of our practices, he commented that we had done a great job and that I was on my way to be a wonderful coach. I love you, Papa. Gabriela Azucena. A great memory I have of Papa is when my brother, Uncle Dave, my dad, and I went to play a soccer pickup game at the Skyline College Stadium when I was 12 years old. We had so much fun that day. When I was even younger, I remember Papa picking me up and flipping me upside down for some reason. He was always careful, but it was awesome. Love you, Papa. Davi Azucena. My grandpa took me to my soccer game one time and we ended up losing badly. I felt discouraged, but Papa took me to eat pizza and made it a point to make me feel better by giving me good advice and cheering me up the rest of the day. I will never forget moments like that one with my grandfather. I will miss you, Papa. Andrew Azucena. I was driving for work one day and my coworker texted me saying, "Drew, your grandfather's here." I laughed and said, "Yeah, sure thing." She messed with me before on multiple occasions, saying that my dad had shown up since we see each other sometimes at work. I thought it was a joke until she sent me a video of Papa walking out to his car. She wasn't lying and I was shocked. I came back to work after and there he was, waiting for me. I spent the next 40 minutes talking to him, trying to decide where to go eat, since he offered to take me. We picked Carl's Jr., and we immediately complained about how expensive a burger was in comparison to In N Out. We had a conversation about soccer, family, the news, and whether boxing or MMA was better. Naturally, I could not convince him MMA was the greatest sport of all time, but we laughed all the way through. This is my favorite memory of my grandpa because he just showed up to take his grandson, to lunch. It's a simple memory I have with him. No big celebration, no holiday, just a man and his grandson going to lunch. I would give anything to have him show up at work unannounced so we could lunch again. Thanks for the memories, Papa. Te amo. Blanqui Azucena. When I was a little girl, when I was little, I had a repetitive memory about Papa because he told it so many times. It involved a small bird that got run over by a car and the little blue thing came out of him. It made me laugh every time I heard it. I also remember him making up a song about my first and middle name and singing it to me every time I saw him. I will never forget you, Papa. Me. To remember one event or situation is difficult because in choosing one, many others are not recognized. However, I do remember two specific events when he felt a sense of accomplishment as a father, bringing us that much closer. The first was when I graduated college, and the second when my wife and I got married. It seemed to me at the time that he was proud, completed, in seeing his son overcome difficulties, educational and personal. I thanked him then, and I thank him now. His happiness filled me with greater purpose and a renewal in the importance of common sense. Our mother, Blanca Azucena. Mom remembers dad in a subtle but meaningful way. He used to bring her flowers as he knew that she loved them. It did not matter what kind of flowers or pastelitos would accompany him home. It brought a smile to her face and gratitude to her heart. Ricardo Azucena. I will miss you, Dad, during soccer practices and games, always providing insight to what could be improved. I will miss you being over the house to watch World Cup games or fights, or just watching you play around with my kids. Kim Azucena. One of my favorite memories of Papa is a recent one. He stopped by on a Saturday night to pick something up from Rick. He came in and saw the table filled with food. He said, "What's going on here? Are you having a party?" I told him it was a regular UFC Saturday night at our house. He didn't like UFC, but he stayed and ate and talked during all the fights. And then showed up the next two Saturday nights. He loved my cooking. He loved the leftovers I sent him home with. I'm confident he loved the way I love and take care of his son and grandchildren. He was not perfect and was so stubborn, but he is the only father in law I will ever have, and I loved him, and he knew it. Luis Azucena. I have so many wonderful memories of my dad, but one that really warms my heart is when we were all very young and he came back from the United States the first time. He brought us all toys and clothes, and he prepared the most amazing seafood soup I had ever tried. I felt so happy that we had our dad back and we were whole again. Being together with him, my mom, and my brothers always made me so happy. It really did not matter what we did or where we were, as long as we were together. That was my happiness, as we made wonderful memories. Till we meet again, Dad, and we are whole once again. Elri Serrano. As we gather in this uncertain time, I know that Jose is looking down, seeing all of us. This I can say to you from the bottom of my heart. I will miss you so much. Your godly advice when things got difficult remind me that God will always lead me through. To me, you are great and you always cheer me up. Little you may know that you have touched so many lives, like the kids you have coached. You have been loving and caring to everyone in your family. I will miss the love, respect, and trust that we have shared together. Your passing is undeniably painful for me, but God will be my greatest source of comfort and the knowledge that you will still continue to remain a guardian angel to all of us, your loved ones. Indeed, you are now with the Lord, where there is no sickness, pain, or suffering. May you rest in God's eternal peace. My sincere gratitude to each and everyone here today for your expression of love and support. Tía Delmi, uno de los recuerdos muy gratos y lindos con tu padre fue para una celebración del cumpleaños de Papachendo, porque a iniciativa de Fonchito se reventó una piñata. Fue algo inolvidable ver a todos los adultos y hasta tu papá pegándole y paradójicamente fue el último cumpleaños de tu abuelo. Jamás olvidaremos esos lindos momentos. Andrea y Ana María Azucena. Él fue siempre un apoyo para nosotras y nuestro amado esposo y padre, Víctor Manuel Azucena, lo cual nos remonta a los momentos felices que pasaban juntos cuando él venía a El Salvador y salían a visitar a la familia en San José Villanueva, hacer diligencias y disfrutar la demás, con demás familia en paseos que eran especiales e inolvidables. Y cómo no mencionar la broma del Goyo y Yeyondo y camisa yayada, que los hacía reír y recordar la infancia. Cada momento vivido fue memorable, pero tenemos más presente la última vez que vino a El Salvador y pudimos llevarlo al aeropuerto. Él se sentía muy orgulloso de su sobrina y la miraba con admiración, a quien siempre le decía que no pasaba de los 14 años y hasta ya conducía un carro y se había dado cuenta que había crecido. Ese día él mostró su gran humildad, amor y sinceridad hacia su cuñada Ana María y su sobrina Andrea, y no dudamos que él nos amaba como nosotras a él. Christian Daniel. I work at the Friends School. I was so sad to hear your father's passing. We always connected on Fridays when I would bring my little French bulldog to school. The kids loved seeing him, and Jose would always visit my office and tell me about his own dog. In February, Jose came to work on a Sunday to help me host a memorial service for a friend's parent who had passed away from cancer. He was the first person there and the last person to leave. To make sure everything went smoothly, I will miss his friendly and helpful manner and good spirit. Robenel Novero. I knew your father, Jose, from one school year. I used to be fourth grade teacher. I was very pregnant that year, and he and I often joked about whether I was going to give birth to a boy or a girl. I am grateful for the conversations that we had and the short time I spent with him. He predicted that I would have a boy, and he was right. Jeff Porter. I have very fond memories of Jose. He was always smiling and happy to interact and talk with me. I looked forward to seeing him at school. I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to get to know him via work. He had a way of making me smile at the end of a long day of teaching, and he was such a hard worker. I will not forget him. Katie Quake. I was in and out of the SF Friends School building throughout the day. My hours were erratic, and because of this, I would often see your father, Jose, in the early or late afternoons, just as I was beginning or ending a session of tutoring of one of my students. I once brought in my young daughter, she was like a few months old at the time, into the building while I was gathering some work. Your father saw this and forever remembered that I was a mom with a young child. Every time I saw him after, he asked how my daughter was. What was the latest milestone? Was she talking, walking, eating solid foods, laughing? During one of these conversations, he shared with me a photo of his grandchild who turned out to be roughly the same age as my daughter. So from that moment on, we shared baby news each time we saw each other in the building. When I asked how Luis's grandchild was doing, he had a sparkle in his eyes. He was always he was always so proud of his family. We talked about how fast these kids were growing and how they weren't babies anymore, how they were running around and tiring us out. But I knew he loved his grandchild in the deepest way. He was forever generous and considerate. His smile radiated warmth. I am a child of Vietnamese refugees. When I saw him working hard in the evenings at the school, I was reminded of my father, who spent 20 years in a factory. I want you to know that I'm so saddened to hear these news. Your father was a very special soul and someone I looked forward to seeing each day at school. He was an important member of the school community and beyond. I will never forget his smile, his attention to my journey as a new mother, his care and humor. You are very lucky to have such a wonderful person as your father. Now we will be thanking him. Estas son las gracias que le damos a él. Davi, I am thankful that Papa was the type of person that could always see the silver lining and be optimistic and positive in the middle of a problem or situation. It made a difference in my life. Blanky, I am particularly thankful to Papa for him being always at our birthdays when we were kids and being there at every Christmas and basically whenever any of us needed some help. He was also always present for all of our graduations and sports events. At times, he took us shopping for new clothes for the new school year. Papa, thank you so much for teaching me how to drive and for being so dependable and constant in our lives. Gabrielito, I am most thankful to Papa for how he tried to mold me and our family with love and dignity. I was young, but he already treated me like a man in his own compassionate way. I can't thank Papa enough because it made me happy. I can't thank Papa enough because it made me happy knowing that I did not need to be treated or spoken to in different ways, but as a precious member of our family. Marisa, Papa, thank you for coming to the United States from El Salvador and working hard all your life to give my dad and all of us a future full of endless opportunities. Thank you so much for teaching all of us the meaning of what it is to fight to the very end. Luis, Dad, I want to thank you for always being there for me whenever there were important and memorable moments in my life. You were there for all of my birthdays, graduations, soccer finals, school events. Thank you for not only teaching me how to play football, how to drive, but also how to approach life with confidence and determination. You were a wonderful teacher. Ricardo, I am thankful for Dad pushing me to play soccer as it is the common thread in finding my bride, raising my kids, and enjoying family and life. Alba Azucena. Gracias, don José, por haberme dado a mi amor, mi esposo David. Le agradezco haberme recibido con amor y cariño a la familia. Don José, lo recordaremos en nuestros corazones donde sea que estemos. Papá, le doy las gracias tarde, tal vez porque me confié que lo iba a tener un poco más de tiempo. No le hace. Nuestra relación fue diferente y tuvimos muchas conversaciones acerca de esas diferencias. ¿Se recuerda lo que me dijo? Sé diferente. Siempre trata de ser original. Ahora le doy las gracias por los buenos tiempos que compartimos. Que Dios se lo pague. Tía Ana Julia, a mi querido hermano Fonchito, fuiste un verdadero hermano y tío. Aún en la distancia siempre estuviste para apoyarnos. Seguro estoy que no has muerto, solo has cambiado de lugar, porque hoy estarás en la paz eterna de Dios. Vivirás siempre en nuestros recuerdos. Gracias a Dios por la gran bendición que me dio por darme un hermano como lo fuiste tú. Tía Delmi, tengo que agradecerle muchísimo a Fonchito por la acción de unir a la familia. Por él conocí a muchos familiares y también conocí a mi árbol genealógico. Sumado a esto, admiré el deseo de él de ayudar a los demás. Fue un hombre con un corazón enorme. Andrea y Ana María Azucena. Lo que Dios nos preste de vida, siempre le agradeceremos por su bondad, gentileza, por siempre ser el pilar de la familia y permitir que estuviera unida. Gracias por acompañarnos en los momentos difíciles, como en la pérdida de nuestro amado Víctor Manuel, y desde ese momento darnos su apoyo incondicional. Thank you again to all those that wrote and turned these in. Um, I'm going to go ahead and put the flag on him now. Um, and once again, I like to thank all those that are watching, all in the entire state. We have family in San Diego and LA and everywhere. And I thank you all.